Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital YouTube channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. There was a knock on the door as Nina was talking on the phone in Alex's office at the Invader. Drew came in as she hung up the phone. She told him that she was trying to go on to Alex's computer to submit an article, but she was very busy. Nina published her article after logging in after Drew noticed a sticky note containing Alex's password. Drew retorted that he was there to see Alexis, even though Nina had told him to wait for her outside while she locked up the office. Could she have missed Crimson? He pondered. Nina came back a little bit later with donuts and coffee for Drew and herself. She acknowledged that she missed Crimson and that she was obviously not cut out for the newspaper industry. She questioned whether Carly was struggling at Crimson, and Drew revealed that he had let Carly go even though she had never wanted the magazine. When Nana happily realized that Carly had broken up with Drew, he labeled her ugly for being happy for someone else's bad luck. It was a pleasant change, as she reminded him, because she had enough of experience being the object of that. He reasoned that since Carly had already begun work on the next edition, their names might appear together. Drew reasoned that it would be easier to let the magazine perish since Nina was so passionately against that. "Hold on," Nina interrupted. Sasha received directions from the photographer during a photo shoot, but the creative director wasn't pleased. She was told by Lucy to pretend she didn't want to be there, and the shoot went on. Sasha urged the creative director to clarify his desires with her as he was still not satisfied. He canceled the shot, claiming that she was doing a terrific job and that she had no control over the reason he was dissatisfied. Laura watched from Heather's hospital room as TG discussed Heather's impending surgery and Willow took her vital signs. His phone rang at that very moment, and he and Willow both fled the room. Heather told Laura about their earlier days together, back when they were both young and attractive. She thanked Laura for being there, to which Laura retorted that the remaining Webbers needed to remain close. Although Heather had never given much thought to dying, she did wonder what would have occurred if she had made other decisions during her life. When she inquired about whether Laura had always been this crazy, Laura said that it had been more of a recent trend. TG spoke with Elizabeth outside the room regarding Heather's procedure before rushing off to take care of something. Elizabeth was contacted by Deanna, who informed her that there was a deficit in the medical supply room. After overhearing them discussing missing narcotics, Willow texted Michael in a panic, saying she had to see him right away. Willow told Elizabeth she was going to leave a little early for her break. Elizabeth found out a few minutes later, while speaking on the phone, that although the medications were costly, they were only known to medical specialists and were taken in tiny amounts with no street value. She hung up after pledging to retrieve the records of all the people who had entered and exited the drugstore storage during the course of the preceding few days. Elizabeth said that she would be the one to lose her work when Deanna inquired if someone could lose their employment due to missing medicines. When Willow got home, she told Michael that Elizabeth was investigating the missing medicines Willow had obtained for Jason. She was terrified that Jagger would question them and force her to give false testimony. But she would not let Elizabeth to suffer alone. Michael pleaded with Willow to support him and swore to do all in his power to assist Jason, who had saved his life multiple times. Spinelli gave Maxie, Tracy, and Brooke Lynn sheets of paper at deception. At that moment, Cody showed in, so Maxie decided he could stay for the justification of the updated security procedures. Just as Spinelli started speaking, Maxie's phone rang. She hurried into the hallway to respond to the Belpo representative that Sasha was posing with. When she was informed that the shoot had been postponed, she insisted on knowing why. A few minutes later, Maxie came back to her office to reassure everyone that everything was ok. Cody expressed regret and said that Sasha had texted him to let him know that the shoot had been postponed. Lucy and Sasha came just then. Sasha clarified that the session felt strange right from the beginning. Lucy acknowledged that Sasha was perceived as too wholesome, even though the magazine had desired an edgy, enigmatic appearance. Tracy said that the board was being called to the hospital at that very moment, and then her phone rang. To everyone's surprise, Lucy proposed that they required a second phase of deception. When Spinelli heard his phone ring, he hurried out into the hallway to answer it. Michael asked him if he had ever broken into the hospital's pharmacy control system, and he responded. Uncertain, Spinelli requested further information. A few moments later, he was in the hallway using his computer, whispering to himself that he was almost there. Lucy was reprimanded by Brooke Lynn at the office for not consulting her and Maxie before blabbing about the possible change. Lucy's proposition infuriated Cody, who told her so. But she would not listen to a stable boy, who had only been retained to appease Sasha. Cody snarled that he had never detested a job more and immediately resigned. Lucy reminded him that he was bound by a contract and could not leave. Yelling, "Sue me!" he walked out the door and shut it behind him. Sasha sensed that he'd made up his mind, but Lucy assumed he just needed time to calm down. She wondered if it was time for her to step down as well. But Maxie shakily cautioned her against acting hastily. Lucy was furiously reprimanded by Brooke Lynn. "Look at what you've done." Elizabeth called someone at the hospital and told him to call off the bloodhounds, as all of the missing medications had been found. Tracy came over and questioned Elizabeth about a disparity as she was hanging up the phone. Elizabeth clarified that their sluggish security had produced an alert suggesting there had been a theft, but the notification shouldn't have reached her until there was a serious issue. She expressed regret that Tracy had not made any meaningful visit. Willow sighed with relief as Tracy thanked Elizabeth for saving her from an even more meaningless meeting and departed. When TJ entered Heather's room again, 2 nurses were getting ready to transport her to the operating room. After her surgery, Heather was sorry that all she would be going to was a prison across the country, but Laura was unaware of any other possibilities. As the nurses wheeled Heather out, she wished her luck. When Kevin got there, he saw Laura appeared angry. Laura expressed her empathy with Heather by saying that although she had not had the same support structure as Heather, she had experienced her own issues with mental health. Laura was pleased when Kevin proposed that he look for psychiatric diagnoses that led to reversals of convictions. Regarding Jason's deal with John Jagger Cates, Adam Harrington, and anything else he hasn't disclosed yet, a few more pieces of the puzzle will start to fit together. Finola Hughes' character Anna Devane will receive some startling information, which may eventually lead her to learn of John's power over Jason and the mercenary assignment he's been coerced into. Later, Kelly Monaco's character Sam McCall will go to the PCPD in order to speak with Jason one-on-one. Thanks for watching if you like this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.